basically to get out of the water.
Fourth floor. 开门中, the doors are opening.
So yeah, that was my experience working at night shifts at Coupang. And honestly, I did not enjoy working there. The shift itself was exhausting. The commute took several hours and the people there were not exactly friendly towards me. The schedule was also inconsistent. I never really knew how much work I would receive or how long they would continue needing me. Then around the middle of summer, they decided to lay me off. I felt like I had spent all the time adjusting my life around a job only for them to get rid of me the moment they no longer needed me. But while I was working there, the money at least helped support my life. And whenever they did not give me a shift, I used that free time to continue working on this. This project is called Abyssal Reverie. What you're seeing right now is basically a placeholder version of the game that I made during the previous semester. This is also the first game I have attempted to create at this scale. So there were a lot of things that I did not know how to handle properly yet. I had around 1 month to make the playable version, and it was not even one completely free month because I still had other classes, assignments, and responsibilities to deal with at the time. So basically, this game uses a two-dimensional side-scrolling exploration, somewhat similar to Hollow Knight, but for the combat, I wanted something much faster and more fluid, inspired by games such as Wuthering Waves and Punishing Grey Raven. The story follows a girl who wakes up inside an abandoned hospital without fully understanding what has happened to her. And then she meets a ghost who stays beside her and becomes closely connected to her survival. Part of their relationship has some elements of ENDER LILIES, basically a vulnerable girl traveling through a dangerous world with a guardian beside her. But I want the characters in this game to be more directly involved in its faster combat system. The biggest problem at the time was producing enough artwork and animation. The team was basically one illustrator, one editor, and myself, and they also had their own classes and everything else to deal with. So asking one artist to draw every frame, every movement, every combat animation was completely unrealistic. I needed to find a middle path, and in the end I decided to make the three-dimensional models of the characters. The original models were made with Fearoid, animated in Blender and then pre-rendered into frames for the two-dimensional game. And to be honest, these models were not great at all. They were never meant to become the final character models, but once I added movement, camera effects, camera shake, and the rest of the combat system inside Unity, we would cheat enough to make the prototype work. And the funny part is that the backgrounds ended up being AI generated. I simply did not have enough time or manpower to build all of the environments properly before the deadline. They work as placeholders, but I never intended to leave the game looking like that. Now I am rebuilding those environments properly in Blender. This gives me much more control over the level layout, perspective, lighting, and the overall visual direction of the game. I recorded most of that process, so the next part of this video shows me modeling the exact new areas and then testing it inside Unity. This is still a very early version of the project, and there are still a lot of things that I need to replace. I'm also creating original three-dimensional character models instead of continuing to rely on Fearoid. That should give me much more control over their designs and animations. And much later, when the characters and the systems are ready, I would also like to experiment with fully three-dimensional combat. But for now, I need to rebuild the foundation first.
Dark, you keep trying to hide the scars, but I don't need you anymore. That's a bad